So what you guys can do is to get into HubSpot, sign up for the free account, and just follow the instructions accordingly. It's not too tough. Just because this is more like a trial account, so don't worry about it. So here are a bunch of templates that you guys can use. In this case, I just use manage subscribers as a start. But you can do sales, you can do customer service as well. But for the sake of this activity, let's just do marketing and let's just do manage subscribers. Great. Now you guys get to see how our CRM look like. Play around with it. Do not need to be worried if you don't get it right. You just need to get used to it, right? Pay attention to some of the fields that you get to collect, like names, like emails. You want to get their phone numbers. Those are the things that you can put in. In the meantime, we want to continue to set up with HubSpot. So one of it, you get to attract and capture leads. And here you guys get to create your first form. In this case, we just run through it really quickly because we're using the tour. Just click next. But you can see that there are many ways of you presenting your form. Let's just do this really quickly. You can see that there are so many options for you to put in. All right, let's check out this form, and we only ask for emails. The reason why is because we only chose email as a field. We didn't include anything extra. As mentioned, this is just kind of like a trial, but thanks for submitting the form. Let's just head back. And let's create another form later on. Okay, great. Now let us try to create another form by ourselves, right? So we have already created our first form. Let's create another form. And you can see that there are many options where you can embed it. You can have a standalone page, pop-up box, and so on and so forth. In this case, I'm just going to choose pop-up box, but you guys can actually choose a standalone page as well. So just give it a try. Standalone page means you have the link and people can just fill it up immediately. But pop-up, it just looks like this. It will just pop up straight. So in this case, you can just key in the things that you want. As you can see, there are a couple of post actions that you can do. In my case, I'm just going to say, get my ebook, but I want to send it via an email, or alternatively, you can do a file download directly, but I prefer sending it via an email. Okay, next up, you can include an image in as well. Just put in your favorite picture, and that's pretty much it for now. So now let's just go to the next step, right? You can put in your form body, you can add more fields, first name, emails, whatever. But the next thing you want to look into is this portion, which is, remember I always say, the data privacy consent. And there are some options over there which you can play around with. Just choose the one that you feel most comfortable with. This one, there's a lot of things to read. So I like to choose the last one. So the last one looks quite simple. Means that if you click into it, you will need to give me your information already, right? It means that you have already consented, right? So that is also another way to go about it. Okay, now let's go to the thank you page, and you can have a very simple thank you for your submission. But why do that when it's so boring? What you guys can do is to tell them, hey, look out for my email. It's from me, Audrey, the Master Whisperer, and you could potentially tell them your title of your email as well. I find that it actually works for me over the years, because quite often people do not know where to find the email and they do not know what to expect, right? That is something that you can go and do that as well. Okay, so once you have all your titles, you can just put the emojis or whatever that you want, just to make it a little bit more interesting. We want to capture attention so that they get to read these. Um, as mentioned, it really helped me through the years because very often back then my emails were just missing. Like they have so many emails, right? Okay, the next one is to add a button as well. So after they submit it, I do highly recommend for you to put this add a button so that you can send them, let's just say, to the product page or to a blog page, whatever that is. At least they have a next action to look at, right? You can direct them there as well. If they don't want, they will just leave, so it doesn't matter. But nonetheless, this is a very good practice to have. Okay, for now, I'll just kind of put a website over there and we just move on from that. Okay, just choose a page. In this case, I just put Shopee just because we don't really have a website on Hubspot right now. But I'm just using this as an example. If you guys build a so-called website on Hubspot, then you can actually link it over here. Okay, now next up, let's just go into targeting. Targeting is when would this thing pop up? When the website URL is all pages. You can actually choose to pick certain pages if you want to, but in this case, I would just want to make sure it's all pages. And you guys can see there's quite a bit of stuff, but I just make it really simple. So when the visitor, so I chose the visitor is unknown, means that I don't know this person. So what's next? I can do on the exit intent, means when they exit, then the pop-up will appear, or on 50% of the page scroll, or X amount of seconds. Remember, I tell you, don't pop up right when it comes in. Just pop up, after a while. Okay, next up, you can go to options and just check these things out. I call this a subscriber, not a lead yet. Or you can call this a lead as well. It's actually okay, depending on how you want to define them. Sometimes people are like, not really a lead yet lah. So they'll put it as a subscriber first. But if you want to define that as a lead, it's also okay. Okay, next portion is automation. We want to link our form to an email. Like once people come out, put in their address, their contact over there, the next thing I want to do is for it to automate an email to it to welcome them as well as to send the ebook to them. Okay, so now the next portion that we want to get into is to create the email. So in this case, you can see that I want to choose an email. Let's see. Okay, show details. One action is needed. And so what's the action? Choose your email. So I don't have any emails yet, so I would like to create an email. Okay, let's head back, create an email. Okay, so it's blank. The first thing I would like you guys to do is actually do the footer first. I got into quite a little bit of a hiccup over there, so do your footer first. Just edit it, just put in all the necessary information inside there, and that's fine. Let's just get it started first. Okay, so just key in all the information. Then after that, when you go to the next portion, there's those double opt-in or subscription. Don't need to worry about those things. Just keep all those things blank. You don't need them. Yeah. Now let's just head back to our dashboard, and we want to be able to create our emails right now. As you can see, we get to personalize things a little bit, right? In this case, we click on personalize. What are the fields that you were putting in or you were collecting? Just now we were collecting first name. We were also collecting the email. So I'm just going to reuse the first name over here, right? And just pay attention that I want my emails and my text to be short, simple, concise. I don't need them to feel like they're reading a very bulky article or something along those lines. I want to make it a little bit more interesting as well, talking a little bit about why I'm doing this, why I come up with this Elsa massage gun. And yeah, just trying to make it a little bit more convincing. But nonetheless, you guys get to use ChatGPT or the AI that is within HubSpot itself. So after you have put all those things in, always remember to put your link in. So I do not upload the PDF file, the ebook file directly over here. I don't do that. I just upload a link so that they can download from there. Because if you upload the PDF file here, it's just going to be too heavy, and sometimes some emails or it's just going to be too big and they can't get through to into the inbox because people's inbox are always full. So yeah, so after you have put all these things in, just put in your signature. Some people will create their signature in a very nice manner with their pictures in and so on and so forth. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to speed this up really quickly so that you guys just have a good idea of how it is like. But nonetheless, having your unique signature will be good as well. Kind of putting your face there so that people will know who you are. And okay, just name your email. In this case, I name it the welcome email. Put your name in, Audrey the Muscle Whisperer, something that people remember, right? The from address, as well as, what's the purpose of this and the kind of title that you want. And you can see that I personalize it a little bit. So if you were to write to me, I can just say, hey, Kelly, or Kelly, your Meridian Point ebook is here. Now, once you're done, save it. And you can choose email from there. The welcome email is there. Okay, and that's it. If you want to create more actions, you actually need to spend money and upgrade it. But in this case, you already kind of have your welcome email already, and you just need to make sure that you toggle it on. Make sure the workflow is on and name it properly. In this case, I just name it ebook pop-up. Okay, so now let's just go back to all the forms and just see that our main form is on, but that's the trial one, right? And then the pop-up one is still in draft mode, so we need to make sure that it is on. Okay, so you should quickly preview your form that you have just created to see if everything's okay. In this case, we just click next, 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 and just to make sure that everything is well in place. Okay, let's see this. Yep. It looks all right. Then let's just set it live. And once that's live, you can also put a tracking code. And this is really good if you have your WordPress website, but you don't want to build a website on HubSpot. You can use this tracking code and put it onto WordPress. And you don't need to create a form directly on WordPress. You can just reuse whatever HubSpot have and just put it there. So you'll get to use HubSpot CRM in this case. Yep, that's pretty much it, guys. And finally, if you want to, you can delete the old trial form that you have just created previously. Okay, all the best with creating your forms right now. Bye.